AlkenStar City is the capital of AlkenStar. Its titles, the City of Smog, the Clockwork City, Clockwork Metropolis. It is in the nation of AlkenStar, in the region of the Mana Wastes. Its size is a metropolis city. Its population, roughly 53,600. Demographics, 85% human, 7% dwarven, 3% halfling, and 5% other. Government is run by a council, or so they believe. Alignment is neutral, more or less, and the ruler, well, in my opinion, that's up to debate, but publicly is the Grand Duchess Trieta Rusia. Hello everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of AlkenStar City, the nightlife, the day life, the life of a formula. No, that's not right. We are the All Guns No Glory podcast. Welcome one and all. We are playing Pathfinder 2, the Outlaws of AlkenStar Adventure Path. 3 books taking our characters from level 1 all the way to level 10, and what they do beyond is anyone's guess. Tonight, we're going to get a little bit of rules and downtime, and then before one can have a chase scene, one needs to get the goods. And in this case, the characters have been discussing how they can get their hands on one Vishon Gataby, the man of the hour. So, without further ado, gentlemen, we have done lots and lots of rolls about you guys scouting in and out, doing this and that, etc., etc. But what I want to know is, what has our alchemist been up to?
Well, other than grooming himself every so often, because, you got to keep up on that. The environment in the city is hazardous to the fur, as well as my profession, I guess, for that matter. I'm thinking I need to track down some formula. When I lost my business, I lost a lot of the schemati that I had on hand, including the ability to produce my own ammunition for my gun. And I feel like in the days to come and the vengeance to come, that's going to be a very important thing to have on hand.
Okay. So you need to acquire a formula. Well, because you are actually in a lab, I know you'll be able to make the gunpowder, but as far as acquiring the formula, that might be something you could look into and lean on your patron. Phoebe Dunsmith might be able to get you the goods.
That's what I was thinking. The first day I'm in there, I was going to ask her for a couple of bits of supplies that I needed on hand to be able to do some work, and some tools to prep for the upcoming the run, as it were.
Sure. Now, you can't get you the stuff for free, but she can get you things that are really hard to get their hands on. So if something is considered illegal or uncommon, she can use her contacts and her level and her skills to get it for you. But you will still have to pay, the cost of what it's worth, plus, blah, 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 and she can keep it all untraceable on the down low.
And that's the best way for it to be. So yes, I'm gonna make sure to be able to talk to
Phoebe.
Go talk to Phoebe and get. I'm gonna go talk to Phoebe and get see if I can lean on some sweet favors for the right money, of course. No free favors, but
Okay.
So I'll mosey on up to the bar. Business looks like it's booming today, Phoebe.
Well, look what Cat dragged in. I
do. I'm dog tired, as it were, so I drag myself everywhere I go. I believe it's part of my rugged charm. That, and I'm cuddly, so very cuddly.
I figured you forgot what the sun might look like.
Well, we are nocturnal, or I'm sorry, at the most accurate form is corpuscular. We are corpuscular. However, I come on a matter of some minor importance if you have a few minutes to tear yourself away from your bustling establishment.
Sure. I'll be down just a minute.
Excellent. And I'll look around and I'll gesture to one of the other bartenders and grab a bottle of whiskey as well. And how much will that set me back? Because I will pay for it.
Oh, honey, you're on a tab. I'm sure that all these components and alchemy that you're bringing to fruition in my basement will cost you a pretty penny in the end. But I'm sure for the greater cause it'll be worth it.
That's very fair. So I will take a swig and wander back down to the lab to wait for her.
Okay.
Sorry, I won't wander, I'll mosey. I feel like that's more appropriate. Sashaying my tail as I go.
All right. So heading back down to the sort of secret lab, as we've been jokingly, secret laboratory downstairs. Let's talk about complex crafting. Joe.
Okay. What do we wish to talk about with complex crafting?
Well, something as dangerous as gunpowder and bullets, I would actually probably put under complex, unless you can prove me in something in the class. It's like for you, it's actually considered simple.
It's not that it's simple. It's just I need the formula to do so. And because of the nature of firearms and technological items, they are generally considered an uncommon item and thusly harder to get a hold of unless you are technically in a region where they would be more common. And it doesn't mean they're still super easy to get a hold of. But I couldn't find an Aldori dueling sword here, which is an uncommon item, but it's common in Brevoy. I couldn't find, gunpowder in, Andoran, even though that feels like, since it's basically Galarian Murica, that it should be pretty prevalent. But
yes,
it ain't.
but you're not asking for an Aldori dueling sword. You would be asking a forge master how he makes one.
Yes. But I also feel that because we are in AlkenStar, the prevalence of everyone owning guns, I think the formula for crafting firearms is probably less prevalent than the gunpowder itself. Kind of feel like the gunpowder would be easier to get a hold of than the guns, if that makes sense.
Okay. So what is your actual crafting level? Trained, expert?
I am trained, I think, for one more level, and I reach expert next level.
Okay. So the actual level of gunpowder itself, because all magical items and items have like a level in the actual listing.
Right.
Do you know what level it is?
The base black powder, the dose, and this is for a single shot worth of black powder, is 0.
Okay. And what about a horn?
A horn is level 2.
Okay. So if you wanted to scrape together... Yeah, see, it doesn't relate to the formula. That would just be afterwards when we start getting you to spend, set up time equal to your level of 1 or 2. Consumable item that's like 4 days. Are you an expert that knocks it down a day? If not, then you start making your crafting rolls and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But getting your hands on the formula... I would say for now, because of the flavor of this adventure and how important your work is, I would say that she would get her hands on a formula for you.
Okay.
And, basically heavily imply that right now you're in her pocket.
Oh, I would make, and I am on the operating scale of I'm not going to charge her to make her anything that she needs. So if she needs me to make a copious amount of black powder, I'll just do it. I mean,
no, she doesn't need black powder. It's like I said, you guys are agents, and now she sets you up with a warehouse and a workshop to make your own stuff to do said mission, right?
Sure. I just mean in general, while we're also doing that, I am open to doing free favors. Okay. I will wink and tell her other favors too if the lady does declare. I'm a slut.
Okay, well, you could lay off my whiskey, because I've been watching, and those bottles you've been downing and taking down in the middle of the night are definitely going on your tab.
Well, they're part of the experimentation. Have I not given you the spiel on the restorative power of whiskey?
Oh, sure. But you've gone through 3 cases just to come up with something that might, cure one boo-boo. It's all still costing my business dearly. And when we come out the other end of, shall we say, saving the country, reward versus expenditures, will be discussed, you, me, and perhaps with the Countess herself. Anyway, but for now, she says, give me 24 hours, and I will get you a decent formula.
I also need a few other things, and I will pay for all of this up front. I can afford to do so, at least for a few of these things. I also need to get my hands on another one of them thieving tools. We lost our friendly little door locker and our door lock picker, and if I'm going to have to do it, I'm going to need the tools to do so.
Yes, I can arrange that. And if you're willing to pay up front, I'll be being able to throw in the spares for the appropriate price. Hate to have you damage, them in the field and then be relying on your claws.
And then finally, if I can get you the measurements, I just need some ammo for now. I'll craft my own later, but it's going to take far too long for the powder and the bullets themselves for at least this upcoming mission.
So, assuming, are you the only gun-toting? I know, it's called all guns. Why doesn't everybody have a gun? And then we looked into the prices and gunslinger and how it's better to have like a well-rounded party,
I mean, my starting gun costs like 2/3 of my gold.
No, but how much is ammo for you?
The black powder is a copper per dose, so that is not too bad. It's the bullets that can get kind of pricey. 1 second. Okay.
Are you looking for some kind of specialty bullet, like screaming bullets and all that kind of thing, or you just want 20 bullets and 20 shots and here's the horn and on the house? And
so the thing about bullets in Pathfinder 2nd Edition is they come in 2 types. They come in a 10 to a set and 5 to a set, and I have to have the 5 to a set type for my gun.
Okay. So how much is the set?
That's what I'm figuring out.
Okay. And again, how much money do you have? And you guys want to call upon party money? Now, this was day 1, because we didn't really do much with Joe while you guys were scouting. Then he would pop up and he was like schmoozing the bar along next to Drew and stuff. But let's say we're getting down to day 4 and you guys are like making last day preparations. You want to go get Gallabee. And now we need to sort of like look back and go, what was charged, what was given, that type of thing. Are you guys chiming in? Are you guys willing to give up like party funds so this guy can be well supplied in that neat little gadget he has that rarely hits anything and explodes a lot? I mean, for his That's right.
It's still in alpha form.
So meanwhile, back upstairs in the saloon, right? Gentlemen, what say you?
I'm still smelling that burn. But yeah, I'm okay with like the 3 gold for thieves' tools, I think, coming out of the party.
Do you guys have an actual, hang on a second, do you guys actually have like party money versus like individual money?
According to the party inventory sheet, we do have like money in a party pool.
Yeah, you got like 98 gold pieces. Now, does that tally what's on your sheets, or?
No, that's separate from our sheets.
Okay.
So I only have like
out of there.
gold.
We divided the last 25s.
Okay. In that case, I'm assuming that expenses for the good of the party, you guys should possibly just take out of, like the party gold. Now, that being said, his gun, his bullets, his slingshot, his ammo, his thieves' tools, that really, normally would come out of kitty cat money, right? But I'm talking about like when Phoebe hits him for the bill for like maybe the whiskey so we could craft something unique that only your party has. That could, then Joe could put forth going, I have a one-of-a-kind thing. I made healing whiskey. No one has this on the planet. This should come out of party money because it's going to benefit everybody. Like that I could see. But, don't let him shake you down at my behest just so he can get lock picks and stuff.
I am going to throw this out there, guys. Minor elixirs of life, very affordable.
Yeah, as in you won't charge as much when you make them every morning, or what?
Well, it's just because we don't have the time for this particular mission for me to churn out a decent amount of elixirs of life. But we can afford to buy, like, on the party dime, like 6 of those to have on hand for some backup emergency healing.
So and they heal me as well, which is good.
Assuming you asked her on the first day, and she asked for 24 hours, I'll have anything you need. So you have 3 days of crafting. right?
Yep.
What can you make in 3 days? Are you going to go with potions? Are you going to go with powder? What are you going to go with? Because she can also bring you powder. If you just want to put down the money, she'll just bring you bullets and powder. You know, the formula thing could be later.
That's kind of what I'm doing is the since we only have 4 days and I won't have 3 days to like, you can't really do too much with 3 days if we're not expert. Like the baseline is 4 that I know of, and I'm sure there's some other rules to go around it, but I don't know all the intricacies. I just know if you're an expert, you can cut the time down.
Yeah. By a day.
Which I'm not an expert. So
yeah. No. Okay. So give me an actual total to give you 1 set of thieves tools, 1 set of backup picks, or as many as you feel you need or can afford, and how many bullets you want to go in the field with for a 1 day's work, you know.
If you can give me a couple of minutes while other people do what they do, I can get that list together for you.
All right. And then, like I said, try to take out your money first, and then you can like paw at the party money later. Gentlemen, let's direct your attention next to, you guys had been running around scouting high ground, low ground, this ground, that ground. Charwin has appeared with a little leashy friend that kind of like sort of clings to his ankle and rides shotgun on the boot kind of thing, so he can keep up. And Pilo in his robes is getting to be sort of a regular side act, an opening act or whatever, at the stage here, kind of holding off the anticipation since Boots and Hearts doesn't run like every day. They'll run the same play chapter every day, and then they'll do the next chapter like a week or two later. You know what I mean? So like people have all week to come and see chapter 1 of Boots and Hearts, and the actors will be up there just about every night. You know what I mean? And then they'll move the story along, you know, that kind of thing, so that people have, you know, a chance to come and see it and in its entirety. So they're still running at the end, chapter 1. And there's your orc and your bang and your dwarf, and you picked the wrong side. And apparently that half-orc can't abide. You know, like plays over and over every night. But with Pilo getting up there, a little pre and post show, right? Unless, now I'm assuming like you're working on your humanity. You're trying to pull off the whole disguise thing. You don't want to overdo it because then somebody will, you know, realize. Unless you want to try the parlor trick thing. You and I were at work talking about you like disrobing and like making people believe it's some kind of alchemy or magical trick. Because like there's magic runs wild here and people don't like using it for like a fireball, but there are mutants. You know, there's people walking around, like there's a dude, he's just a cactus with a monocle and shoot needles out of his hands, right? I don't know if he would be welcome in modern society or certainly on the nice part of town or whatever, but you know, people like that are out there. And I'm assuming they're around town but low profile. Not a lot of these people or mutants like just hang out in a saloon like you're trying to. But you're so entertaining.
I would probably just be kind of up there performing, just working on my talking to people and getting acclimated with society again.
Okay.
Sorry, is that a little better?
Yeah.
All right.
Charwin. And we'll leave our cleric for last. Charwin. Any extra activity? Like, I know we've pretty much filled your 4 days, but...
Yeah, pretty much just hanging out with my little buddy.
Okay.
And I'd probably take our cat friend's advice and take up one of the minor healing elixirs.
Yeah, so Joe, is that something that you can actually make on your own and that's how you're spending your day or days?
Well, I mean, it takes me 4 days to make them. Like, I think even the consumables take 4 days. It's just you can make 4 of the consumables at one time. Well, okay. Oh no, that's if you have the setup situation, which I don't have necessarily that. Because there's some extra rules that have recently come out for like alternate complex crafting kind of stuff, but they would take a while to read through. The baseline rules are 4 days. Unless you're expert, then it reduces by 1. Even with 3 days, I don't have enough time to craft anything.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to have a talk with a certain sorcerer alchemist that's in my other game who puts out 6 potions a day, 1 for each for the whole party.
Now, when you do craft them, you can do a lot of consumable items. Like a normal item takes 4 days to craft a single version of that item, but consumables you can do like up to 4 or 6. And then there's probably other crafting abilities and feats that you could invest in. I just don't have any right now.
No, he's probably an expert or whatever. Okay. So you guys want to buy some potions for healing, and you guys want to buy all this stuff in, right? And you have spent your 4 days in our little leveling montage working out the healing powers of whiskey. That's fine.
Whiskey.
That's fine. That works.
So I will point out the Elixir of Life Minor, which is the level 0, the baseline healing elixir. Those are 3 gold a piece, so 30 silver a piece. Oh, they're level 1 items. I apologize. And I have a list completed for my shopping purposes.
Okay.
The first set of stuff, which is 5 sets of ammunition for my gun, 25 doses of black powder for the shooting, 1 set of thieves tools, and 10 replacement picks. That's all I'm gonna pay for it out of pocket.
Which is how much total?
That looks like 8 gold. I'm sorry, 6 gold, 7 silver, and 5 copper.
Okay.
So I will take that out myself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't mind investing some of my own money in healing elixirs or the minor elixirs of life, but if other people wouldn't mind chipping in, then that would be pretty cool.
Oh, well, I'm assuming these guys are going to want to at least buy their own single potion unless they're totally broke. I know a certain skeleton just came in at 25 gold. 20. 20.
Can assist in yours, but I need to ensure you buy 1 potion of unlife as well.
Well, the elixir of life minor, I don't know how it works because it's not like a positive energy thing, and it doesn't say it harms undead.
Unlife you can get that'll heal me up.
Okay, never mind. Awesome.
I've got 1 of life, and I actually have 1 of unlife on my body right now. I started with it.
On your body? You're so funny.
Yeah. Just shoved it in the rib cage.
It looks like your heart.
Holding.
Is the elixir of unlife the same price?
3 gold piece.
Okay.
He just has hooks for to hang on the ribs on the inside of his body and on the outside to hold stuff.
He needs a belt.
Exactly.
So I'll for my own person have on hand an elixir of unlife for him as an emergency and an elixir of life as an emergency as well. And then I will buy those myself.
Okay.
I'll give you 3 gold for mine. I'll down to 22.
Kind of you, yeah.
Andrus only has 2 silver pieces. I thought he got 25 gold as well, right?
Should.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Okay. Then yes, absolutely, he'll contribute. I just wanted to make sure before I committed and only had 2 silver. But yeah, Andrus will throw in there as well.
Okay. So, any last minute planning before you guys head off about how you're going to get this geezer out of his house? Because apparently he's really good at keeping solicitors at bay. Phoebe gave you guys a pin, remember? She gave you ID, like flash this pin when you meet him or whatever, so he will come with you willingly as opposed to you having some kind of fight on your hands, but...
Right, and we scouted his house, correct? Like, we know kind of the outside layout of it?
You know where it is.
Right.
You guys have been mostly scouting the route.
Okay. Well, crud. Then, I mean, we'll ask Phoebe, do you know if his home 2-story window access, anything like that?
Oh, no, it's 1-story building. The only way in is through the massive front gate. And and if you did come up with a way to climb an adjacent building and drop through a ceiling or whatever, he would probably have heavier defenses. You know what I mean? It may be an unpleasant experience, pin in hand, but the front door is probably going to be far less unpleasant than trying to break into his home like somebody that's trying to steal his formula, I assure you.
Shh. Allegedly. That's a joke. That's a joke.
She just smiles at you. It's your funeral.
Now,
all right.
This guy likes, formulas and stuff. What if we put a formula on a little fishing hook, we send it out there, and then we just start reeling it in real slow?
Are you serious?
I think that's a great idea.
Are both of you serious?
I don't hear anything better.
Jarwin's going to take a little piece of paper and put a little formula in big letters on it, and just throw it out there and see what Atticus does.
Just gonna stare at him. Just like, look, okay, unless it's a feather on a stick, don't.
I really thought that'd work.
Might I say, I am mildly insulted. I have a book full of formulas, thank you.
I think it's a grand plan. I'm glad to be a part of it.
I mean, if the only access is through the front gate, our best thing we can do is kind of take it slow, make our presence known once we're inside, and hopefully he will try and convince him to kind of give us an idea how to get to him without killing ourselves. But we'll have to see, because we don't really know a lot about what's inside other than danger, high voltage. So we just need to be careful, I think, getting in there.
We found out some information about like sniper potential nests. Is there anything we can do beforehand to like kind of prevent that?
Well, knowing where they are, when you guys get to like running them through the route, there's a system of not only did you guys get preparation points, you get to spend them against certain chase points. Like I said, this is all, Oh,
okay. So it's more of like an avoiding a route eventually or something like that. Okay.
Trust me, just getting your hands on Gadaby is going to be probably a couple sessions. And then, not that that's not a relevant idea that you and the audience are probably thinking about right now, but the way this is set it up is like you overthink it or whatever, and you guys will just go around for hours, and you haven't even set foot on his doorstep, right? So
we're only level 2. Let's not turn this into Shadowrun. I'm glad someone laughed. Let's see. I'm just marking down all the items.
I'm shutting off the walls. They're neat, but they'll black out interesting details like the front of a house or like actual like an actual rooftop, something like that. So showing you more than you deserve. So scouting out Scatterby's house, gets you thus. And what you guys are looking at is houses tight packed. Okay. Now, let's start at the beginning. All right. He's up in the East Surrey River section, I believe. A chicken wire fence contains a small lot overgrown with weeds and bushy flowers. A small gate separates the southern end of the lot from the street. A rusted lock hangs uselessly from said gate, serving only to keep it from swinging open in the wind. Beyond the gate, the foliage-choked yard is broken up by large stepping stones, a small shed, and a dilapidated house to the north. So, placing you guys out here on the street, as it were.
Can anybody else see the map? I'm just having black show up with the lines on it.
I'd imagine once we're placed.
Oh, okay.
Boop. Can you see?
Yes.
Got it.
Can we see through the fence at the yard that's visible to us in our minis?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to make comment as we walk. I'm like, well, you know what? I have to admire the man's green thumb in this part of the world.
Especially because I chucked it out to you in the box set, so it's kind of like, and this is the, Leyland.
I just want to make sure.
It says chicken wire, but I love how they actually draw bobbed wire straight across the front fence.
Yep.
All right. So, with you dudes, all the way down the street here, nice little marching order of randomness. Bum. Okay. And I'll just ignore my little GM token that makes it so the audience can see. What do you guys want to do?
I mean, mosey on up to the door. So the fact that the south of us is all black area, is that to imply that there's not a lot of open street, or is there buildings, or is it just there's no map?
There's no map in it. Like I said,
Okay.
You guys are standing on a stone street, and assuming they're only showing you half its width, right?
Okay.
And everything beyond black is just more crowded buildings. Now, what you can see, what I've shown by dropping the walls of this map, is a whole bunch of dilapidated roofs and whatnot. You know, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Now, remember, this house is under scrutiny, and the bad guys know where it is. So, like, as soon as you guys get to the front of the house, you probably don't want to screw around or be seen, like, climbing the side of it, you know, and then trying to come down through the roof, or about, you know what I mean? That would probably be a bad idea. Because this house is being watched. So once you dudes show up, all hats down and collars up, as it were. That's why I'm wearing my spy gear. Gone is the boss nos, you know, Indiana Jones hat and velvety brown, soft, crushed cowboy shirt. And I've got my black sweater with high collar and my black fedora. Hence the intro lore. Because we're doing spy stuff.
I'm going to attempt a deception and fumble in my pocket for a ring of like keys to my old workshop in my house and stuff like that, or my apartment, and attempt to look like I'm trying to unlock the door normally while using the thieves' tools to see if I can unlock his gate.
Sure. What are you guys doing?
I would keep a lookout, just kind of making sure no one's watching what he's doing.
From where?
Well, he's at the gate there, so probably off to the side. Oh, that's targeting or something. Here, hold on. Off to the side, probably by the off to his. If you're looking at the map, on his right side.
So to the east of me.
Yeah, to the east. Yeah, there.
Okay. All right.
So do you want me to roll the deception first? Do you want me to roll the thievery first? How are we doing this?
I want to hear what the other two are doing.
Okay, fair.
Oh, I'll be maybe 25 feet away or so.
Okay.
Like around
we're
here.
not in rounds, but this case by case, like Mission Impossible has that 2x2 SWAT team feel. I need to know where everybody is at all times. I need to know what you're doing, where you're looking, what's in your hand, like the whole bit. So right now, you guys are empty hands, a leashy on a boot, a set of thieves' tools, and a deception, and like that's it.
No one has going to give him inspire competence as well with him for his skill check there to give him a +1.
Anybody got weapons out?
No, actually aid.
No.
You can aid him.
Okay.
Andres will just simply walk beside Atticus and try to carry a conversation and help with the ploy.
Okay. So you're up on the sidewalk here. So as I said, at the very bottom of the map, running east to west, is a strip of cobblestone, and then a strip of like a wooden boardwalk. And along that strip, house roof maps suddenly break open for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 feet of yard, and a lovely barbed chicken wire fence running all the way along to the right corner. Down in this right corner, we have Atticus fumbling with his nudge-wink keys. Yes, I'll take that deception now. In the tower, if you please. And
I'm going to inspire courage. I'm about a +1 to it if it's.
Yep, go right ahead. Well, so, what do you do to inspire courage?
I guess he's there. I'd be like, hey man, just want to let you know, we got your back. We're gonna watch you. No one's gonna find you.
Okay. So does it have to be a performance? Like I know you can kind of keep this on the down low, and then you're like inspiring courage, and I didn't want to see any kind of like step right up, everybody, watch the cat, pick the lock. You know, like,
it's a verbal. I
can just see it like he's like whispering in my ear. You got the touch.
Yep.
You got the power.
He's just like humming, you know, like he's bored. Again, helping with deception, but it's a carrying tune, technically inspiring. Yeah, sure. All right. So +1 to that, and aid another in said deception. Can I have deception in the tower from our dwarf?
Deception from you as well, okay.
You said you wanted to help in said deception, so that would be an aid another roll in the tower. Okay. I will set this DC at 20 as opposed to 15 because everybody in town knows Gattaby and everybody knows where he lives and everybody wants to Pete. Like, he's become the paparazzi celebrity. You know what I mean? So, with the cat going, gee, where are my keys? Everyone looking, they'll be like, that's not Gattaby. Right? Right? And you're like, hey, Gattaby, where are your keys? Fluffy Gattaby?
I got something prepped if anybody comes up. So
no, it's good. You know, there's the appearances, but then again, I've continuing to set the scene as like, remember, everybody knows, everybody's watching. Anyway, and the tower, Eric, is this lovely thing you can drop your dice in, so they don't pop up on my board.
I tried to right click on it, not knowing that I had to actually click and drag it over. My apology.
That's okay. He's not a fancy grounds guy, ladies and gentlemen. He's a foundry guy, and he's trying to convert me to the foundry religion. We'll see what happens. These foundry fellows.
He's playing a dwarf. Of course he's trying to convert you to the foundry.
Exactly.
That's what Torag would want.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's almost hero point, but not quite. Speaking of hero points, guys, fresh day, fresh session, fresh time slot. Give yourselves each a single hero point start session, and you will gain another one in an hour.
Don't use it.
Hey, Jeff, so now that I know how to do it, I'm actually going to roll in the tower, okay?
Okay. He really wants to help you with this session.
It's okay. I'm happy.
Okay.
I'm happy for the help.
Oh, yeah. Too bad I can't reveal if that was awesomely better or crappier. But a hero point has been sent. Andres has 0. You guys have 1. Don't fall down. Okay. So there you are. Do. So it's been a while. Let's talk about picking locks, Atticus. Thievery, so much fun.
I have to read that because I didn't play a thief last time, but our good friend Charwin, I believe, played a rogue before Charwin came along.
Oh, I know how you do it. I just thought you'd want to, like, excitedly. Okay. Picking a lock,
I want to.
Atticus, is 2 actions, and that we can get into a whole bunch of like complicated locks and series checks, like skill checks that are like 2 successes before critical failure and all that kind of thing. But as it said, the lock on this gate is like rusted shut and it just kind of like stuck through the iron to keep the gate from opening in the wind.
Okay.
So the gate is closed, but technically it's not locked. It's just kind of, you could say, barred from the outside.
Well, then seeing this, I can just move the lock, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will do that, but acting like I'm still keying it, because I doubt even the random people that might live in this part of town come mess with his locks if they know who he is.
Oh yeah, never break character. Commit to the roll, man.
Yeah.
All those deception rolls go away if you suddenly like just 180 your actions, right?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
So I will act like I mess with the key. There it goes, and pull the lock off and open the door.
Okay.
And I'll just take my
great
little
job. We knew you could do it.
I'll take my little cat head off. Folks, please, after you. And then I'll step aside and wait for people to file in.
Andres will take the lead. We'll head in first.
Okay.
Still no weapon or gear out.
All right. So let's hang on a second. Whoa. Got to freeze time here. Charwin, go back to where you were. Atticus, go back to where you were. Okay. So can I have a perception check from Atticus?
You can. You want it in the tower?
I do.
Of course you do. You monster.
So content that the key trick is going to work. What luck, it's a rusted lock. You miss the tripwire, which is actually attached to the back of the gate. You don't have to cross the threshold. When you pull the tripwire open and shimmy open this kind of stuck gate, it sets off. Oh, look at that. That's genius. Time slows down. And as your friends begin slowly turning and retching and getting covered by this horrible, stinking skunk spray, you, Atticus, look up And even though your fur is being drenched in this muck, the ingenuity and simplicity of a tripwire running up to the edge of the shed, unleashing this nozzle of spray in a 15-foot cone, hosing the three of you, is genius. It's brilliant in its simplicity, and it's going to leave a taste in your mouth for a week.
I mean, game recognized game. The man's got an ingenuitive way of defending his homestead.
So, first of all, let's talk about my stink trap. Bum, 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 bum. Pull the old gate open. Floom. Arms trap. After you. Step inside. And all this, like I said, time slows down. Bum, 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 bum. Now, this is interesting. Because it talks about a tripwire on the gate. But then it talks about the actual trap being set off by a pressure plate, which would be the dwarf. So I'm wondering if our writers are conflicting themselves, or you just set off two traps in one go. 1 moment, please. It's very exciting. Gate is rigged with tripwire attached to... Oh, okay. Now I see. So the tripwire, okay, pulls a thunderstone off a little shelf, and it hits the ground, setting off the pressure plate with a nice thunderous boom, setting off the trap, as well as, let's talk about thunderstones. Anybody want to quickly look one up? Because they go bang.
Right now.
They go bang. And we'll talk about the stink trap. Which...
Thunderstone. Is it a lesser Thunderstone?
Yes, likely.
It does a D4 sonic damage to wherever it strikes, and does the splash damage within everyone within 10 feet, which is 1 point of sonic splash damage.
Okay.
And then there is a fortitude saving throw, or be deafened until the end of the next turn.
Right. So let's have those fort saves for the two of you. Dwarf and the cat get a fort save because you're both one square away.
It's everyone within 10 feet.
Oh, 10 feet. Sorry. I thought the splash damage was... Okay, yeah, so that actually includes Pilo.
I don't have ears.
No, but you can hear. Nice try.
Let's see here.
Fortitude
Sorry,
save.
Pilo. Do you just want the roll, or do you want it in the tower?
No, have it out. You know, it's success or not. I mean, because I have to tell you, you know, that one you rolled publicly and not in the tower is a fail. If you put it in the tower, I'd be like, oh, it's a fail, but, you know, you'd want to know what you rolled.
Didn't show. I rolled a 20, but it didn't show up on our screen here. I'll re-roll it again, I guess.
Just double-click the actual fort save and it'll fire it.
I did that. Oh, there we go. 19. I told you, I don't have ears.
Okay. And Andreas? You see him, call him out.
Oh,
So I had 19.
Yep. Andreas.
Total of 10.
And
a
natural
grand total of a 7 with a natural 1.
Yay!
My little cat ears ain't having this.
Oh, yeah, really, eh? Ears perked up, pointed forward, bang! Oh!
Now they're just straight back.
You know those movies where the bomb goes off and you get that high-pitched hum and you can't hear everything and the guy perceives everything in slow motion? So my slow motion scene of the nozzle still counts.
I'm still sitting here too, like after that's done and we're being sprayed, they're all noticing how much they're getting sprayed. I'm just sitting here going, mop, mop, mop.
Damn. Okay, so the fortitude save against the stone was what?
It was DC 17, and it is to prevent being deafened for 1 round.
All right. So we're going to start stacking effects, and a lot's going on here. Okay. So I am going to... First of all, we're going to...
Well, that was auditory, wasn't it, Jeff?
Yep. Do you have any...
I can actually use my cunning or counter performance if I want to roll a performance check if it's auditory, and I can...
It doesn't have the auditory tag.
Oh, no?
No, like if somebody started singing at you, you could sing back, but a sudden boom, unless you have that ability as a reaction, then...
I guess it was a thunderstone. Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was a magic item, if it was different.
Okay, so Pilo still saved, right? So all of you take the damage, and 2 of you are deafened.
Yes.
Okay, so I would like Charwin to give me a perception for initiative, because we'll start tracking now. Top of your page, like the main page as opposed to your skill page. Okay. I want to know what Andreas's deception was in the tower. See, again with the tower, and it's like, yeah. Now I have to reveal what he got in the tower with his rolls. It ain't pretty, I'll tell you that.
Rude.
And Pilo, your Inspire Courage. Can I have a performance check?
We certainly can. There it is there. This is actually no, not natural 1.
So
What was this for, sorry?
No, this is for like initiative purposes of, because you're supposed to go off of the last skill you were using.
Gotcha.
Make sense? All right. So, with all that in play, okay, Atticus triggers said trap, so I am going to have this trap. Where are we here? Hello, Mr. Trap.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. I'm going to set its initiative to just under Atticus. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, so everyone's doing their thing. You know, the proverbial round none, or round 1. Atticus Charwin's watching, trap goes off. You know, Andreas was doing his thing, right? Okay, so, Andreas, sonic damage. Any type of resistances, sir?
No, I do not.
Okay, so that's 1, 1, and 1 for the 3 of you. Now, I get to go into my effects here and make you deaf. And
What?
make, exactly. Good role play. So he's just trying to work those hero points, you know, for good role playing. Make you deaf. Okay. Well, let's talk about the deafened condition. Well, have it right here on my screen. Automatically critically fails perception checks that require hearing. Take a -2 status penalty on perception checks for initiative, and checks that involve sound but only rely on other senses. If you perform an action that has an auditory trait, like a spell, you must succeed at a flat check of 5 where the action is lost. You are immune to you're immune to auditory effects coming at you from now on. So our spellcaster is actually Pilo, who saved. So you guys aren't too bad off, unless the two of you. Oh, wait a minute. Andreas is a caster. If you have a verbal spell, man, you're gonna have to start giving me flat checks.
Luckily, it's just for 1 round. Like, it's literally to the end of our next turn.
I thought it was 1 minute.
No.
Oh, I don't know.
Unless the trap is different.
We just did 1 round and a lot happened. So, you know, when I say a lot can happen in 1 round, Joe.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I'm not debating that.
No, but I did think it was a minute. I did think it was a minute. Sorry, yeah.
No, we're only deafened until the end of our, like, next turn, basically.
Okay. Okay, so, the Thunderstone hits. Kaboom. Dealing 2 sonic splash damage, according to my notes here. So it's a moderate Thunderstone.
Okay.
Sorry. I just assumed Buddy would be cheap. But
Yeah,
now
and the DC was actually higher for that one then.
yeah. 17. No, he's still good.
It's not 17. If it's a moderate, the DC is 20.
Really? Because I'm looking at 17 here.
Okay, well, then they may have their own system set up in there. I'm just telling you what the DCs are for each item.
Yeah, yeah. So this is either a typo or, you know, anyway.
It could be because it's being used in a trap, they do it differently.
Yes. Now, a module will sometimes mod some rules, and usually the players go, that's worse than the book. And I go, sorry, but when it's better than the book, we'll say you just take it. Take the win. We'll give Troy the win on this one.
No
Definitely
ears.
for 1 round. Just as he could. Okay. Adjacent creatures can attempt to catch the falling stone. So you see this come out. Yoink. And, you know, this may all go away in slow motion. Can I have a DC 18 reflex from Atticus?
Oh boy, here goes nothing. Rolling. Oh yes, 18.
So we, you know, they do the movie bit where time rewinds and everyone's doing the thing and holding their ears or whatever, you're still getting sprayed with stink, right? But the stone comes out, and he does this sort of like pulls the gate wide, and causes like the whiplash effect of the trigger of the wire to make it whip towards him. And he reaches out the paw, does the slow motion. It just right 1, 2 fumbles off the claws, you know. And then he turns around and he hacky sacks it with his tail and gets it, and then it catches on the rim of his hat. And he's looking at it, and he just reaches up ever so gently, and yeah. No sonic damage. Foiled again.
I'm going to take out my a little hanky and just gently wrap it in the hanky and gently place it in my pocket.
Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty... Actually, you got yourself a Modern Thunderstone. Put that on your dude. Put that on your thing, yeah. What have we learned, Dorothy?
Look for traps.
Yeah. I even started the session going, we can't do this without you. Who's got thievery? Hey, I bought lockpicks and trap tools. Okay.
Look, I'm good at opening and shutting things down. Finding them is going to be a problem.
I have been once in a while called a little condescending, but dude, the barbed wire didn't rip you off. Oh, look, it's not locked. Come on in.
Look, I just happen to think that maybe he wouldn't, like, keep them in a place where children could come across the traps.
Oh, okay. So. You know what I met, Joe? I was very impressed with how many actual adventure paths he's played all the way through. So now that's why I'm grinding his gears, because I'm so happy that I actually caught an experienced player. I'm not calling him out as like, why couldn't you? I'm just tickled that, you know, even the best of us can have a bad fur day.
Oh, oh my God, don't. I used to work for video games retailers. Let's not bring that video game into this.
Such a good game.
It really is, though.
All right. So then we have the actual stink part.
But it wouldn't go off though, right? Because the stone didn't go off.
Yeah.
It still technically should, because we're pulling the trap. It just puts both at the same time.
No, actually it doesn't, because like it
doesn't?
pulls a wire attached to a thunderstone, and it's relying on weight to hit the ground. But since you don't step on it, it has the thunderstone impact and sonic damage simulate weight.
I see.
Okay. However, Andreas is right. No stink. But okay, so here you are holding the stone. You do the math. It was going to hit those flagstones right in front of you really hard. I smell a pressure plate. And you start looking around, right?
Yep.
With a perception in the tower. Yeah, no, I'm still going to be a dick. It's got to go in the tower. And you see a nozzle.
Actually, Jeff, it seems like I might still have the deafened condition, because it gave me a -2 penalty.
For perception. Really?
Yeah.
I thought there was only auditory. Oh, that's good.
No, you automatically fail auditory. You just take a -2 perception for everything else.
Well, if you guys want to wait out an entire round.
I guess.
Okay. No, it's fine.
Oh, 6 seconds.
Yeah. I will take it off. Add a kiss.
Do you want me to re-roll it then?
No, of course not. I'll just add 2.
Excellent.
Nice try.
No, I was just curious. I didn't know. I don't know how this works. You gotta tell me.
I tell you that you... 1 second here. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, so many pages open to get this going. You see a nozzle sticking out of the side of the shed, pointed down, and that's it. You don't see a pressure plate. You don't know what might come out of it, but it is obviously a nozzle that would spray liquid, and it's not exactly hidden. It's just sitting up there as, you know, the gullies that stick out the bottom of the roof slats that come beyond the roof, and you can see them in a row, bang, 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 and they go up under the roof and hold the roof up, right? Nozzle is attached to one of those, and it goes into the shed itself. So there isn't anything out here exposed going, like whatever comes out of that nozzle is probably inside that shed. But what it actually does, contraption and chap, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll see.
I mean, it could be nothing. It could be very benign. It could be like a drainage pipe, like an awning type situation. Can we reach the nozzle?
From 15 feet away? You got a long pole?
Well, I didn't make sure I didn't know if it was exactly 15 feet away or whatever.
Yeah.
is it 15 feet up but adjacent to where we are, or is it like across the area?
It's a little bit high up so that it has, you know what I mean?
Okay, I just want to make sure.
It's like a security camera. You know, it's up, it's close. You could jump and reach it. You know, it's not that high up, but it's right there going, in your face. You know, I see you.
So if I were to say give a boost to someone, they could possibly reach it.
Yeah, but not from where you're standing. Okay. You'd have to enter and go over to the side of the shed.
Got it. Okay, well, we should probably do that then.
Okay. I know you're not trying to meta, dude, but you caught a thunderstone that was on its way to the flagstone right in front of you.
I know, but I do plan on carefully stepping in, but I don't know how that's going to be handled. Like, in character, I don't know exactly where I need to avoid stepping. So the area it was going to land, I'm going to try and carefully step over or step around. But, you know, it's an imprecise science considering I'm
making the hazard flash, ladies and gentlemen. I'm lighting up a 5-foot square in front of him, making it flash. Sorry, I'm being a dick.
I know it's there.
I know,
but I don't know where there it is. If that makes sense. No, 5-foot square is a pretty big area.
You know there is a pressure plate. The math is there, but you haven't found the seams. You don't have the high enough roll to perceive to disable it. So what to do? Jump over it. Try to go around and
the fence.
Sorry?
How tall is the fence?
I believe it's a good 10 feet and it's covered in wire.
Okay, never mind.
Time to sacrifice Alishi.
Then my best suggestion is to try and step into the yard but avoid the stones as much as possible.
Okay. So how about a little hop to the side, like you try to kitty corner it?
Yep.
No pun intended. Like that?
Try not to step on a stone.
Okay.
Just do your best to do that.
Can you see how the gate is actually does not take up the entire 5-foot square?
Yes.
It literally is kind of a shoulder width. So, like I said, you can acrobatically or athletically, you know, do what I just said, but the DC is not going to be easy.
I'm gonna try and hold on to the fence and swing my way around if I can, or the frame, the door frame, so to speak, and swing my way around if I can.
Okay. The whole thing is wired up. Like, you see the wires that they've got painted, like, right over top of it?
Right, yeah, but I meant, like, the sides where the gate would be, like, you know, like when you look at a metal gate, how it's got the two just steel posts going upside it, and that's got wrapped around it, too?
Yeah.
Okay.
This place definitely has a stay-out vibe, man. Like I said, you suck it in, shoulders thin, and step through the gap. Now, hey, there's damage, but just a little damage, you know, little.
I'm gonna just do what I can to step between the stones. If it's not possible, it's not possible. That's just how I'm gonna operate.
Okay, so you don't want to try an athletics check to kitty corn and stick the landing?
I mean, I don't mind trying it. I'm just letting you know how I'm trying this.
Okay.
You want me to drop in the tower or roll it publicly?
No, publicly.
21.
Nice. Athletics. Okay. So he gets down, you know, wiggles the tail, and then just like springs straight forward, and then sort of just 90-degree turns his body and lands on one hand just inside the area, and then flips over one hand on his hat, and ta-da, he's in.
It's just that easy, guys. You just gotta step through carefully, that's all.
The hell, Atticus. How do we get in?
What are we even stepping around?
They just closed the gate on him.
You just gotta be careful of the stones. There's something about them that I don't know what. I need one more of you guys to get in here, though.
Not me. I want to stay here with Charwin, my buddy here.
Who's feeling flexible?
The best I can do is walk. I can walk right through. Lift my shield.
All I'm saying is try to step on the grass, not the rocks. That's all I'm saying. Do your best. You don't have to be as good as me. Just do your best. I believe in you.
All right, here we go.
Isn't that my job to give him those happy words? You know what?
Well,
the same thing the cat said but I'm going to say it to you as well. And I'm going to give him inspiration for it.
I'll see how well I bounce, gentlemen.
So I'll give him the +1, Jeff, if you want to just add it on afterwards.
Okay.
Can Atticus help in the situation? You know, kind of grab his hand and give him a yank.
Ooh, I don't mind doing that.
Okay, I was picturing something, but now I'm picturing something else. So, Andreas, what are you trying to do?
Just simply hop through it. Hop over the first 5-foot step.
Oh, so you're just basically looking to do the 10-foot jump.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the best.
Okay. So it's like athletics, and the DC for 10-foot jump is like 10. Okay. So yeah, he clears the first 5 feet and comes down clean on the flagstones beyond. And Atticus wants to kind of like reach and do the shoulder shove. Give him a little +1. And Pilo give him +1.
Just kind of like steady him a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
That's impressive. That is very impressive.
It is. He turns and he smiles at you, and the nozzle goes off because there are pressure plates there.
So it's just like
He steps and he lands and it's all good, and then he turns and smiles at you guys, and the nozzle just showers you two because it's a cone 15 feet straight out everywhere. 5, 10, 15, and because Pilo is off that corner, he actually doesn't get a save. So, saving throw, gentlemen, the 3 of you, except for Charwin, please.
which is this reflex?
Save.
Yep. A creature or object weighing at least 50 pounds is placed on the flagstones north of the gate, blah, blah, blah. Pressurized sap sprays from the nozzle, coating everything in a 15-foot cone. Creatures in the area that fail a DC 20 reflex save become affected by the stink sap.
I got a 24.
So where did you have me standing? In the gate, I guess, then? Because I was off to the east here, but so I'll be... Because I was giving inspiration, I was helping, I'll be closer to the gate for that. So
you don't have to be whispering in his ear. That was the first time. After that. Anyway.
Okay. I rolled a 13.
And the rest of you?
Roll a natural 1 for a total of 7.
24.
Oh, nice. All right. Creatures in the area fail become affected. Stink.
Backstep and hiss loudly.
Okay. This is an aura and an olfactory effect. 5 feet. Creatures and their equipment coated in the sap smell horrible. Creatures in the aura, anyone next to you, 5-foot aura, so now you guys give off a 5-foot radius stink, must make an attempt to Fortitude 16 save. On a failure, the creature is sickened 1. On a critical failure, the creature is also stunned 1. Within the aura, the creature takes -2 penalties to save to recover from the sickened condition, and creature must succeed at its save. It's finally immune to the stink sap for 1 minute.
Is this disease or poison? I
No.
gain a plus circumstance bonus to saving
You're not
throws
being poisoned.
for
You're being
disease
covered
or
by.
poison.
It has an aura olfactory.
No,
Disease,
the
sickness. I wasn't sure. So
the stink part of it, like, does that count as either a disease or poison for the purposes of the saving
Because it
throw?
could become
Okay.
sick.
It literally
Okay.
categorizes it as an aura effect and an olfactory smelling effect. So unless you don't have a nose, don't answer that.
He's got a nose hole.
Yeah, it's also really. If anything, you'd be extra coated. Anyway, a creature that succeeds at save, you are immune to stink sap for 1 minute. Creatures don't save against this effect in exploration mode and don't become temporarily immune, but creatures with stink sap on them must roll against their own aura when they roll initiative in encounter mode. The sap dissipates after a while, a long while. Or you guys can spend 10 minutes scrubbing with the sap off with soap. And that will reduce the total duration of 10 hours by 1 hour. Man, this guy is clever. Oh, that's
What
good.
a dick.
So good.
Oh man, I don't even have a nose and I can smell it. Oh goodness.
So anyway, right
Oh,
now,
boy.
while you guys are in like exploration mode, you know, you're walking around, you're fine. But you get into encounter mode, like these traps or whatever might happen inside or whatever, then you guys have to take the sickened, and Andrus critically failed, so he actually has the stunned condition.
Well, don't we have to make that check whenever we get into combat each time? Isn't that how you said it worked?
Yeah, but I see, like, traps count as... do they count as... I don't know if the exploration or combat. Anyway, I'm going to leave it for now. We'll say you guys are in exploration mode. Unless something, like, rears up and actually attacks you or gets upset and fumbles around a room or something, and then we actually, like, go to that kind of rounds, then I'll worry about your... Right? So right now, we could say that you have stunned 1, Andreas, and... sickened 1, which is like -2 to everything you do, right? But see, that would affect, you know, skill checks or whatever. So I'm wondering.
But I'd like to try prestidigitation and get it off of me.
If scrubbing with soap can only reduce the 10 hour to 1 hour, I'm going to say that spell can only mimic a scrub with soap. You know what I mean? I know it's magically removing it, but read me prestidigitation.
Okay.
Fun fact, too, while sickened, we can't consume potions or elixirs.
Simplest magic does your bidding. You can perform simple magical effects for as long as you can sustain the spell. Each time you sustain the spell, you can choose 1 of 4 options. Cook, cool, warm, or flavor 1 pound of non-living material.
Okay, so there it is. You would have to strip and start like, this boot. Prestidigitation. This boot. Prestidigitation. You know what I mean? It's not like the old rules where you point at yourself and I'm like, I'm perfectly clean.
But that's just the cook.
Slowly lift an unattended object of light bulk or less. Create a temporary object of negligible bulk made of congealed magical substance. Tidy, color, clean or soil an object of light bulk or less. You can affect an object of 1 bulk with 10 rounds of concentration and a larger object at 1 minute per bulk.
What's your total bulk? 10 rounds of concentration. You'd be sitting here for an hour trying to clean yourself.
A
while, let's put it that way. Yeah. However, reading back over it, I'm thinking this is why they don't affect you during encounter mode. I mean, in, like, this mode, as in, like, normally those penalties would go against perceptions and thievery, like, right now, but I think they're trying to be nice, going, it's not going to affect you now during exploration, only when you guys get into encounters, so we'll worry about it then. Okay? Now, if you guys want to sit here, while he cleans himself magically, incredibly slowly, bulk by bulk...
I envision myself just retching right now, so I mean, I'm as a martial character, I'm not quite useful to anyone like this.
Well, the aura will stay on you for 10 hours, and if your buddy gets beside you that isn't clean, you guys have 5-foot auras consistently now. Anyone gets next to you, then it comes into play. And if the stuff stays on you naturally for 10 hours, and they say hard scrubbing with soap reduces it to 9, that means it's permeated. You know what I mean? Like, it does.
It should be noted too. The spell only removes the stuff from your gear. Like, your beard is still soaked with it and saturated with it, and there's no. It doesn't affect us. It just affects like gear and items and stuff.
Now you could spend a round retching to get rid of the sickened condition, but next round you would have like I said, the aura would re-up, because I think we should look up aura effects and how they act, because I'm assuming an aura effect that stays up is going to be, anyway. It looks like they're trying to be kind and not do the only encounter but not episodical exploration, but they are looking to debuff you guys in stinky and fun ways. You know what I mean? However, clever prestidigitation. Sorry to come down so hard on you about how like minute you can clean yourself, but it's a matter of time. Do we have time? So I'm asking, do you guys want to back off and take the time?
So it should be noted, like, because it does 1 bulk for every 10 rounds he's cleaning, and then if you have a piece of armor or weapon or whatever that weighs more than 2 bulk, I'm not even sure you can affect it by it. But like, for example, my gear would take six minutes to clean all of the gear, but that wouldn't clean it off my fur. it's the same thing with us with the beards and all the other junk. Pylo, his bones.
I might be kind enough to let you work your way around the shield. I don't think I'd be as mean as GM Joe here. It'd be like, oh, more than one bulk, you don't get nothing. I would just double the time. But anyway, do we have time? What do you guys want to do? Like I said, we're just discussing the rules, and a lot of people take that as like, oh, that sounds difficult. That's a no. No, I'm not saying no. I'm just saying this is, you do the math. This is going to be a little time consuming. Do we have that kind of time?
I don't have prestidigitation, or else it would double it up. But yeah, I think it'd take too long.
What about Charwin over here?
I mean, I'm doing good right now.
He will happily stand 10 feet away from you. Yeah. He will happily stay 10 feet away from your asses.
Yeah, I guess that's the question is, do we have 10 plus minutes to dilly-dally, or will people start coming in and investigating while we're kind of doing this?
We don't really know.
I will also note, Atticus, you are knee-deep in overgrown weeds and bush, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Better than being knee-deep in that crap.
No, that's fine.
Let's see.
And there's always a chance Charwin comes in and sets it off again, so...
So, backing up in time, okay, you guys were in exploration, so we're kind of in turns or minutes or whatever. You get soaked, oh crap, you're standing there. The nozzle does a big squirt, covers everything 15 foot, stops, right? He's still standing on the plate. You jump back, right? You guys realize that you're both giving off big stinky auras. What's our next move in exploration mode? Like, what do you guys want to do?
Well, let's get everyone off the street for starters. Get everyone in. I'm banking on it just used all of its ammo, so let's both. I'm gonna step away further if I can, even if it's an underbrush. That's okay. From the stink trap, and suggest Pylo step on in and see if it sets it off again. Not gonna get much stinkier than you already are.
Oh man, I guess so. At least it's not gonna get in your fur or anything. See, I told you, skeletons are better. Just watch this, and I'll take a step in.
So you're jumping back along this fence line here. Can I have a reflex, sir?
Yeah.
Because you see the barbed wire taking up half your squares.
Oh yeah. It's a 12.
But isn't it 10 feet up?
No, it's the whole fence.
Oh, okay, not chicken wire. So it's barbed wire to chicken wire. Okay.
It's nasty.
I got a 12.
Okay, and that was your reflective. You're here and you go right.
Yeah.
Now you're moving. Can I have acrobatics, please?
Luckily, I'm okay at that. Not that great though. 10.
10. Okay. No, 10's not bad. You carefully pick your way along. You are conscious of how this barbed wire sticks out, and you keep yourself abreast of it. You're very close to it, and it might even catch and start scraping on your clothes, but it's not the kind of thing where you're walking along, catch your shoulder, fall into it, and get sliced up because you got a 5.
I'm holding my tail as I move, because I'm like, nope.
He's holding the tail. He's got a holster for his tail. He just puts the whole stick, and tail curls up and goes in. Don't make me take this out. Tail gun. He's a tail gunner.
If only. So when Pylo steps through, does it blow its load again?
Pylo steps to where the Thunderstone.
Step right in the first square there.
Yeah, nothing happens.
Okay. All right, should be good. Let's spread out a little bit and step in. I'm going to start looking for problems. And I'm going to slowly start exploring the pathway that we would be following to get to as we explore this area to see if there's any more pressure plates, traps, tripwires, anything that looks suspicious.
All right. So back onto the path with you?
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk back over to Charwin here and stay a couple feet away and be like, "Hey man, I'm not sure if you got a clothespin or something for your nose, but something in there, ooh, it stinks. Are you gonna come on back in with us, or do you want me to stay with you? What's the plan here?"
You go ahead. I'll stay back a little ways.
We're still standing there frozen in time on the depressed plate like he's next to a bomb, like just sitting there sweating, not saying anything, not moving.
Here's my 5 before I leave, or are we good to go? I'll leave back in there.
High five!
Andres will take out his hammer, and what's the wall made of?
Wood.
Okay. We'll start swinging at the wall and try to get inside the building that way.
Okay.
That's where the nozzle is, right?
Nozzle is up a little bit on the poking out of the side of this shed. Yeah. You want to smash your way in a wooden shed?
Yeah.
Direct approach. Wood.
So I'm like, I can just see now, like I'm bending down, looking at all the tiles right here. Whack! I'm just like,
Yep. Hardness of 10, 40 hit points becomes broken condition after 20 hit points of damage. So every time you whack me, I absorb the first 10 points of damage. So you need to do 11 to do 1 point. And you need to do 20 just to break me. And you need 40 to destroy me. And that's just regular wood. That's not even reinforced wood. Perhaps he's reinforced this wood. Would you like to hear those stats? Just saying.
look, I'm just suggesting something. I think this man might be an evil genius.
This is actually, I would have, even though the picture, right? I will reveal the actor that I think should play this picture that I will show you when you meet him. But until so, I want you to think of a grown-ass, 30 years experience Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone.
Oh, I know.
But Culkin's got nothing on this guy, man. Like, this is just openers.
So what we have to be careful for is like basically Hot Wheels and paint buckets.
No, that would be too kind. This guy's trying to guard. He's not trying to guard his like parents' silverware. He's trying to guard a extremely volatile explosive formula that could change the world.
I think we lost someone.
Maybe he just didn't like the movie Home Alone.
I think he froze up.
Yeah, that's fine. And we're back. So, with Eric smiling and nodding that he does not want to move, Pylo, you may have to go around him. And Charwin, you're staying out here. And start dropping me perception checks in the tower as you try to search, as you said, for traps and whatnot. Do you want to go through the friendly, stepping on the plate that he stepped on, or you want to try to jump around him there, Pylo?
You're muted.
And Charwin.
I'm going to jump around him.
Okay, athletics, please.
All right.
And Charwin, a lovely view out here on the street.
It is pretty nice. I'll give it that.
Has a lot of chicken wire. Baka, baka.
4.
Yeah, I'll probably head towards the gate.
So
and then I'll try to do what Atticus did and kind of skirt around to the diagonal.
Okay. 4, Pylo?
Yeah, that's 4.
Okay. You trip and fall prone. You are in the square you wish to be, but you do not stick the landing.
Oof.
He reaches out, blame him. He reaches out, tries to help you, just kind of like, ugh. Actually, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you fail athletics check to actually like move, you actually end up in your square. So you bounce off the dwarf.
Oh man, why did you move out of my way? Oh, I'm not good at this jumping stuff. Okay. I guess I'll just kind of walk on the grass and then walk over to.
Yeah, I was gonna say he gets up, he walks back through the danger zone, and tries to jump again. There we go. Classic Pylo, right? No.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I really shouldn't say what you do, man, but like I said, we've been discussing Pylo's antics at work, like on a game, and I'm like, I feel I know him now.
I think it's just me.
He just gets up and goes back and then walks back. Okay, you're good. Oh, yeah, sure, there you go. Charwin, come along there. Okay, now, Charwin, if you get within 5 feet of these guys, you're going to start suffering those effects, especially if you're in combat. Dwarf doesn't want to move, so if you want to wait until these guys shuffle along the path a bit, 2 by 2 squares. Yes.
When Pylo gets to where he is right now, I'm just gonna hold my hand up, and be like, "You're good. You're good. Let me put some distance between us, and let me keep looking, and I'll motion to follow."
Okay.
And I'm gonna turn back to this imaginary camera where I'm just like,
Give me 3 in the tower.
I did 1. Did you see the first one I already did?
Yep. Give me 3 more.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure. You said 3 more or 2 more?
3 more. Dun-dun. It's clean. Dun-dun. Moving along the path. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've only talked about the fence. On the very, very right side of this gate, there's 10 feet of flagstone, and they butt up against a shed. And then they got to turn left, west, and they got to move 15 feet along the wall of the shed before it opens up again. But the path continues west for another, beyond that 15, another 15 again, and then another 10. So from the dwarf's anchoring point, 10 feet in from the gate, tucked underneath the wall of the shed, 10 feet to the left is Pilo, and then another 20 feet to the left west is Atticus moving his way along. It's okay, Pilo, you can move. I'm just kind of snapshot in time for the audience. And then you get to the L. And it looks okay. And now the path, you're at the corner, it turns north and heads towards the house for 20 feet.
Okay.
Okay. And...
I'm trying carefully to go.
Oh, yeah. Moving along.
And I'll stay like a constant 10 feet behind him.
I'm just... Cool thing about Fancy Grounds is you can open multiple stuff, but then all of a sudden they start getting in your way. It would be unfair for me to say what you rolled, but I will say that your rolls are not hot tonight. Not any of them.
They are not. They're unwell.
Yeah. They're not doing good. Is there a way for me to expose a roll? Like, can I click and then suddenly show it? I wonder. Is there a way for me to show
You could right-click the roll and see if it does that.
I doubled it. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. There. I unlocked the roll. I made a... Yeah, okay, never mind. I just doubled it, but that's not what really happens. You believe... I believe.
I believe in a thing called love.
You believe all is well. Okay. Gadaby has buried a spring-loaded launcher with a glass jar full of purple dye and a moderate thunderstone between some flagstones in the path. The launcher is connected to a pressure sensor under the flagstone, which you fail to notice. And as you move forward, ping into the square here, it goes off. Fa-boom. Like a bouncing Betty from the Vietnam movies. It's a jar, with, you know what I mean? Just it's got a homemade bouncing Betty. And I believe what he does is you step on the flagstone, it sets off the thunderstone, which ejects the jar from sonic force, and boom. A spring-loaded glass jar containing purple dye and a thunderstone pops from the ground and explodes when the pressure sensor is triggered. Exploding jar. Creature object 50 pounds, flagstone marked a T, a glass jar containing purple dye, thunderstone pop from the ground. All creatures of 10-foot radius take 2 sonic damage, must succeed a fortitude save 17 or be deafened, please.
Yep.
What'd you get?
I got a 10.
Okay. I heard a yep.
I think I'm the only one being hit by it technically.
Okay. Yeah, it's out of range for you guys. That's good. That's the good news. Okay. This thing pops up. You fail your saving throw. You're deafened for a round. You take 2 points of sonic for starters, and the glass.
Does he get a reflex to catch it or no?
No, it's inside the jar. Because the glass, because the glass shatters from the thunderstone. You want to be holding the shattering grenade? I don't think that's. Stop helping, Pilo. Yeah, reflex save. Catch the jar. That'd be funny because that kind of is the thing to do, right? I got the thunderstone, and it just pops up in front of him, and you see the purple dye and the thunderstone rolling around like an eyeball in there. And you're like, no, wait a minute, that would be bad. You take reflex save as shattering glass and dye spray you.
That is also not great. 14.
DC 20. You take 1d4 piercing. +2 piercing damage. So I'll put a little +2 in here and throw a little dice at you. Wow. 3 points to Atticus. I'll track you. Glass and purple dye, like the bank robber kind of stuff, just splatters the front of you. You know what I mean? He's got that silhouette where he turns and he's fine at the back, but the front of him is all covered in purple dye, and he's got pieces of glass sticking out of his fur.
You can see like half of my tail is purple because it was at the side when it blew up.
You will take a -1 penalty to charisma-based skill checks. for a while. Fully dyeing the affected hair and clothing removes this penalty.
Well, luckily, I do like this color.
Dyed skin fades after a week, but be covered up with a 12 disguise check with the appropriate cosmetics.
Yeah, pretty sure that's not going to work for me.
And we will see you all next time.
Oh.
Ooh, I smell funny.
I just think it makes that, you know, the batting cages, and it makes that plopping noise when the balls come at you, that right?
The little thump.
Yeah, thunk, and then like, oh. Stone rolling around like an eyeball in there, and you're like, no, wait a minute, that would be bad. You take reflex save as shattering glass and dye spray you.
That is also not great. 14.
DC 20, you take 1d4 piercing plus 2 piercing damage. So I'll put a little plus 2 in here and throw a little dice at you. Wow. 3 points to Atticus. I'll track you. Glass and purple dye, like the bank robber kind of stuff, just splatters the front of you. You know what I mean? He's got that silhouette where he turns and he's fine at the back, but the front of him is all covered in purple dye, and he's got pieces of glass sticking out of his fur.
You can see like half of my tail is
Yep.
purple because it was at the side when it blew up.
You will take a -1 penalty to charisma-based skill checks for a while. Fully dyeing the affected hair and clothing removes this penalty.
Well, luckily, I do like this color.
Dyed skin fades after a week, but be covered up with a 12 disguise check with the appropriate cosmetics.
Yeah, pretty sure that's not going to work for me.
And we will see you all next time.
Oh.
Ooh, I smell funny.
I just think it makes that, you know, the batting cages, and it makes that plopping noise when the balls come at you, that right?
The little thump.
Yeah, thunk, and then like,